gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and much appreciated you guys checking today's video out. Always grateful for that. And guys, today we are going to be talking about wind and bass as far as how they position the fish and some things that you can do to really take advantage of that depending upon the wind speed out there. This is sort of going to be a one-on-one foundational approach to that, but there's a few tips and pieces of advice that any angler out there will benefit from hearing. And one of the reasons I wanted to do that today is because I'm just coming off the lake right now from one of my on-the-water lessons at Stockton Lake, and wind played a big part in our fishing today, so we'll get into that. And also, guys, that anyone out there interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, just go to my Facebook page, Randy Blockett, Professional Angler. Shoot me a private message for all the info on that, and much appreciated. Also, everybody that's been using all my Tackle Warehouse links in the description of the videos I put in there, so thank you very much on that. Okay guys, wind and bass, what does it do? Now, one of the things that I have found out about bass fishing today, and today was a prime example, is any time that you have wind that I consider anywhere between moderate to heavy, and I consider a moderate to heavy wind something, you know, with a minimum of 10 mile an hour wind up to about 25 or 30. More like, you know, 12 to 15 would be a good range. But any time that you have wind, it's going to put the fish shallower and it's going to make them more active. Now, prime example today, guys, water temperature was 45 degrees. That's cold. But still, we caught, you know, a lot of the bass that we caught today were in less than 5 foot of water, even in 45 degree water, because we had wind. The wind was pushing pushing the plankton and the algae and the shad, but it put those fish shallower than what normally you think they would be. Now, if we didn't have any wind today, we probably would have had to back off and fish maybe 5 foot deeper, but the wind put those fish up in that shallower water, made them more aggressive, made them where we'd caught them on jerk baits, fished them with a little bit faster presentation. And this is even more important as the water temperature warms up. If you have water temperatures anything over 50 degrees, 50, 60 degrees, guys, wind will always put them shallow. I don't care what the water clarity is or what type of cover that you have. You can have, you know, 12 inches of visibility, or you can have 12 foot of visibility, and those fish are going to be active and shallower. So here's some tips that I can give you with that. If you're out there on a windy day, guys, there's a couple different things to remember. Number one is you need to fish power baits that are, you know, moving through the water column horizontally. In these situations, a lot of times you don't have to slow down and fish a slow bait like a worm or a jig or a shaky head. Normally you can pick up a crankbait, a jerk bait, a spinner bait, a chatter bait, something that you can cover a lot of water and move through the water column horizontally to catch those fish. And also another thing about it is when you have wind, you can go to larger lures, and sort of like a good rule of thumb to remember is the bigger the wind or the stronger the wind, the bigger the lures you go to. If the wind is blowing really hard, guys, like 20, 25 miles an hour, a lot of times I'll throw big baits, like a big spinner bait, full-size chatter bait, larger swim baits, all that type of stuff. Because when you have a wind that breaks up the surface, you know, smoothness, a lot of times it makes those fish more aggressive, and it makes them they feel more secure. In other words, if you have a condition where you have no wind and the lake is glass smooth on the top, the fish are a little bit skittish in those situations. But if you have a significant heavy wind that breaks that up, it just makes all fish more aggressive, especially the bigger ones. So point of the video, guys, here is it doesn't matter what your water temperature is. I don't care if it's, you know, we're almost in January when I'm filming this video. Wind is going to move the fish shallow. I don't care if it's 45 degrees like it was today, or if it's 95 degrees. You know, get shallow, put on bigger baits, fish moving baits, and it'll definitely add up to more fish, guys. So hope it helps out. We'll talk later. See ya.